Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Jess and I'm going to be your host for tonight's event. And tonight you're going to hear from some beautiful women that are going to be sharing their stories of what they're up to and how they've been doing it. What is Babes in Business? You have probably heard Babes in Business flying around so much and you're probably curious as to what it is. Babes in Business, it's a business mentoring hub online where women across the globe, many who you will hear from tonight, they come together to raise one another up. We share experiences and resources, what works, what doesn't work. We celebrate each other's triumphs. We pick each other off the ground when the going gets tough. We laugh, we share. We celebrate each other's success in being our own bosses. We hold each other's hands. We literally just support one another. And it is honestly such a beautiful community to be a part of. It gives me so many butterflies talking about it. I'm sure you can probably tell, but we are witnessing a phenomenon. It's so evident that we have discovered the secret to success and happiness in both of our lives and our careers. We're learning that we're to be empowering one another, not competing with one another, and we've realised that women can have it all, an abundance of health, wealth and love. But sometimes in the pursuit of that, we forget that achieving all doesn't mean achieving more to the women next to you. We have found a business structure that works, one that has allowed us to throw ourselves into, beautiful passion projects that not only fuel our fires, but also encourage other women to live a life full of love, health, and wealth as well. And so we're super excited that we've invited you along today to show you that one woman's success is not another's failure and that there is so much love and abundance in the world. And we would just love to share that with you. We'd love to talk to you about it all and show you the business and how it can actually work for you and how you can be a part of it. So as I mentioned, Babes in Business, it is a mentoring hub online where you're given a system, a mentor, sometimes to a training manual, and a whole lot of fun alongside personal development, spiritual growth, and a whole tribe of beautiful boss babes who are here to support you on your beautiful business journey. So I could go on and on. It is something I'm super passionate about. But what I might do, I might leave it up to the beautiful boss babes that are on the line tonight to share more about why they said yes to Babes in Business and what it's been for them, their experience, how come they love it so much, and the magic moments it's enabled them to have with their family. So I'd love to flick it to Soph. Sophie's one of our beautiful New Zealand babes, and she is going to be sharing a little bit about her story, why she said yes, and what she's excited for. Thanks, Soph.
Thanks for that, Jess. Hi, everyone. I'm super excited to share with you tonight. So I've been a part of Babes in Business for 18 months now. And before I joined, I was a primary school teacher. And if I'm honest, I didn't love my job. It didn't light me up, even though, I'm passionate about teaching children. But I found that that was a really small part of the job. And it was really stressful with a huge workload and just really demanding in general. And so I was left thinking to myself, how am I going to do this for the next 40 plus years? And also, with a young family in the future as well. It just didn't seem possible to me. So it was always a question I had in regards to the career choice I'd chosen. And so in 2017, I had our little boy, and I'd always wanted to be a stay-at-home mum. And so I was definitely going to take the 1 year maternity leave, and I'd also kind of made up in my mind that I wanted to take longer than that and that I wouldn't go back teaching, but I just hadn't quite figured out what I was going to do and how I was going to do that. When our little boy was 5 months old, I decided to resign from my job. And in the same week that I resigned, it was really strange, but this opportunity came along and I looked into it and I just said yes straight away because it ticked all the boxes that I was looking for. I'll admit I was a bit skeptical in the beginning because it did sound too good to be true. But in the end, because there was no risk involved, I thought, what have I got to lose? I either sit here thinking, what if, or I give it a go and see what happens. And here I am 18 months later. And so what I can tell you is, it has just been amazing with what it has added to my life. Firstly, obviously enabling me to stay home with my little boy indefinitely, which is really high on my priority list. And secondly, the relationships, the community, the lifelong friends that I've made, the fun we have, the travel we do, been so much fun. And of course, when you're a stay-at-home mum, you can crave that adult interaction, and especially because I live rurally, it could get a bit lonely. Whereas, being part of this business that fills that void every single day, which is so awesome. Also, the personal development journey I've been on, I have learned so much about myself, especially in the way of mindset and how we think and how that can impact our lives. And of course, the business is based around helping people, so it is really fulfilling and it gives me a great sense of purpose. So yeah, that's a little bit about my journey so far, and I'm going to pass it on to Melanie, who is going to share about Babes of Business and what it's done for her.
Thank you, Sophie. Hello, everyone. So I'm Mel. I'm originally from France, but I've been in Australia for 4 years now. So a little bit about my background. So I've studied management of business units in France. So I guess as many of us here, like our parents, they want us to go to school, get a degree, and then find a job. So that's exactly what I did. I went to school, I got my degree, and then I found a job. So I became manager in hospitality, and I did that for a few years. And then I just realized that wasn't something I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Like you work night shift and all those things. And I don't know, I was just not passionate about it. So I decided when I was, I think 23 or 24, I just decided to quit my job and start traveling the world. So that's what I did. I did that for a few years. And then I came to Australia. And when I arrived in Australia, the first job that I found was manager in hospitality. So back into my hospitality life. So I did it again for, I think, 2 years. And I don't know, one day I just, I was just not feeling inspired every morning, not excited to go to work. And I knew that something was missing for me. And, when you feel a bit lost, like you just don't have any purpose anymore and all those things. So I was just lost. So like, what should I do? Should I go back home? Should I stay here? Like really, really lost in my life. And I just came across this post on Instagram about Babes in Business. And I really took it like as a sign of the universe, And I remember I reached out to my mentor, Eleanor, and I was like, what the hell is Babes in Business? I want to know everything about it. So I was just asking a lot of questions. And so that's how it all started for me. And I remember I just said yes straight away, because I was like, you know what? I've got nothing to lose. And if not this, then what? So I just started Babes in Business. Even I remember saying to my partner, like, I'm not even too sure about what I'm saying yes to, but just doesn't matter. It's just, I just need to try something new and we'll see. So it's been, I think, 8 months now into my journey with Babes in Business, and I never look back. Just like the best decision ever. It has just changed my life for the best. It's not just about money or a job. It's just about the community that we have. Like we are all, supporting each other and working all together all the time. It's just an amazing community. So definitely something, it has just changed my life. So I never look back, and I'm really happy to see how, like where I will be in 6 months time. And so yeah, that's a bit about my story. So I'm now gonna to flick it to Brittany.
Hi guys, so my name's Britt and I've been doing the business for about 18 months now, and I can't believe how fast time has gone when I say that out loud. But essentially I joined Babes in Business when I was so busy. I was working full time, I was studying full time with my law degree, and I honestly just thought I wouldn't have time for this business, but it's been the best thing I've ever said yes to. It's been something that I was able to build on my lunch breaks. I was able to build it in my stolen moments at home. And it was honestly just incredible to have during that really sort of full on time of my life. And as I sort of begun the journey, and probably about, 6 months or so in, I was able to cut back on work. I was able to have time for those things that I really wanted to do. So I was able to get home and walk the dogs before it got dark, and I was able to go exploring and go traveling when I just didn't have the money or the time freedom to do so. So that was something that was amazing, and it was so unfamiliar to me because I'd been working for ages, and I thought once I go into the legal field, I'm going to be chock-a-block all the time, and I'm going to be lucky if I can get 4 weeks of annual leave to go and live my life. So to me, that was a big thing for me to say yes to this opportunity, because after hearing about how many people had created the life of their dreams, I thought, well, what have I got to lose? And I guess after sort of jumping into it in a more full-time basis, it became something that I fell in love with in terms of the community and in terms of the income that it could provide me to live a life that I wanted to, and to be there for my loved ones as well. And so I recently have gone through a really difficult time. Over the past few months, I lost my fiance in a car accident, and it was the most horrific, horrible thing that, you know, anyone can go through. And in all honesty, it wasn't something there where I wanted to do the business anymore. I felt so deflated, but I had this sense of community that just absolutely lifted me up off the floor when I could not move. I could not get myself moving with my life, yet I had this beautiful Babes in Business family that were there to hold my hand through it all. And it wasn't always an easy time. It was a horrible time. It was a really difficult time, but I had everyone there for me throughout every stage of my grief. And I think that's something that we don't admit so much in this business, because we're all talking about how amazing the life is that we can build from it. But what I love the most is that how good these people have been as friends and as my family, and I know that they all have my back. So to be part of that community, it's something pretty special. And I suppose now I know that no matter where, you know, my life takes me from here, I know that I've got those solid foundations from this business, and I now get to create a life that my partner and I both really wanted, and I know that I will do that now for him, and I'll honestly have the most amazing group of women cheering me on in the process. So it's definitely something that I'm so glad that I said yes to. So I'm going to flick you over to Soph, who's going to explain the amazing fun side of everything about how we get paid.
Thank you so much, guys, for sharing. I know it can be really daunting, especially when you're sharing your personal story. So thank you so much for being honest and real with us. And that's what I love as well about this community. It's so empowering, it's so uplifting, and we're just so excited that you've jumped on to learn a little bit more. So yes, my name is Sophie. I'm going to talk a little bit about the business side of things and how it all works. Like what some of the girls have mentioned, Babes in Business, it's essentially a business mentoring program, really for those wanting to create something more for themselves and their families. Maybe you want to work from home, be your own boss, earn an extra side income, or maybe have this replace your full-time income, and really just work on your terms and create the life that you want on your terms. So I know for me, when I was first offered this opportunity to be a part of the business, I definitely doubted myself. I doubted the business. But what I really love is that this program and the mentoring that we have, it really supports you and leads you to be able to work online, to be able to become your own boss, and really just start saying yes to more and maybe no to some other things as well. And I really love that you're literally given a personal mentor, sometimes 2 or 3, to really hold your hand from the get-go throughout the whole process. And there's never going to be a time when you're without a mentor, which is really exciting. You get a personalized goal-setting plan, plus you get amazing support, like from what you're probably vibing already, from the rest of the amazing, empowering women and men in our entire team. So I'm going to talk a little bit about traditional business compared to our business, because they're very different. Ours is way better and much more fun. So I'm going to draw, hopefully you guys can see this, what traditional business looks like. And it always is going to have a structure like that. That's not the best triangle, but anyway. So I think that majority of us were taught from a really young age to work, to go to school, get really good grades, work really hard, get a job, work for the next 40, 50 years of your life, retire, probably with not much money in your super, and that's going to be your life. And I know for me, I kind of knew that, but I thought there's got to be a better way than doing that. And I think with traditional business, you know, you go to uni. For me, I went to uni and became a registered nurse. So you all come out here. You might be a checkout chick. You might be a nurse like me. You might be a teacher. Whatever it is, most of us start down here. And then if you wanted to make your way up in that traditional business sector, you can work your way up through levels. So for me, as a nurse, there's something called a level 2. It could be an area manager or a store manager. Then it was a level 3. Again, it could be something more higher up in the business. As you go up and up, you might have board of directors, executives, and at the very top, there's always some kind of CEO. And essentially, guys, when we're really hanging out anywhere in here, we are trading time for money. We are being told how much we are worth per hour. We are being told when we can have sick leave, how much sick leave we can have. We're getting told when we can take holidays, how long we can take holidays. And we're really just working on someone else's dream. While these guys at the top make all the money, have all the fun, I'm sure we can all agree that there is way less room at the top and a lot more room at the bottom. So it's all well and good to be hanging out here, and you might be happy down here. You know, for me, I don't need a lot of money, but I was really drawn to what I could do with the money and just have more choices and more opportunities and travel more and just do more of the things that I love. And as a nurse, I had a capped amount of income. I had set hours. I could do a random extra shift here and there, but there was no way that I was really able to earn more money. And the only way would become a level 2 and start working my way up. And yes, I might have got a little bit more money, but along with that, I would have had a lot more stress, a lot more responsibility, less time with loved ones, less time doing the things that I wanted to do. So, you know, I think it's really special that our business is completely different and we have a way different way of looking at things. So instead of having that triangle kind of hierarchy, our business looks like this. Again, not very straight. But what I love about our business is, again, everybody comes and starts here. And what I love is that you do not need to be an expert in business. You do not need to be an expert in health and wellness. You do not need to be an expert in anything, because we teach you everything. And you get to dictate how far you want to go, how fast you want to go, and you get to do it all at your own pace. So like in a traditional business, there are levels in our business, but like what this shape shows, everybody has the same opportunity to get there, and there's no limit of every level. So you might just want to earn an extra couple of $100 a month to pay a babysitter so you can go on date night or get a cleaner. You might want to earn $500 a month. My dog and cat are just having a fight behind me. You might want to earn $500 a month for a travel fund. Or if you're like me, you wanted to create something so you could, you know, this could be your full-time thing, and you could, you know, for me, I wanted to leave my job. So whatever it is for you, that's amazing. We have a training to get you there. We have mentors to get you there. And everybody has exactly the same opportunity to reach our pinnacle position, which is called NMD. So you get to be, I guess, the CEO of your own business, which is really, really exciting. And what I love is that there's no competition. There is, you know, not a set amount of positions per level. It's literally unlimited. So there could be a billion NMDs in the world. There's not just one, which is really exciting. And I think the only really person that you're competing against is yourself. And people are invested. So there's people hanging out up here that are actually invested in your success. And so you always have someone to help you, someone to guide you, someone to be there for you. And really in this business, you must be genuine. You must be kind-hearted and passionate about helping other people, because the coolest thing is that your paycheck is going to reflect how many people you've helped, which is really exciting. And Loz is going to explain in a little bit how we get to do that. And honestly, the Babes in Business team are the most motivated, empowering, genuine, kind-hearted women from all over the globe that I've ever met. We really just share the same mission to help as many people as we can whilst getting to help ourselves. And like I said, the more people that you help, the higher your income, which is really cool. So I'm going to talk now a little bit about how we get paid, because you're probably all wondering, like, how does this work? How do we get paid? So to essentially start a business with us, you know, if you think about, if you wanted to start your own business, a lot of people do. I wanted to start my own health coaching business. Some people want to start a cafe, a Boost Juice, you know, whatever kind of business it might be. Most people have to fork out thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to just get started, to just like open the doors, with no promises to break even. You may be successful, you may break even, you may make a profit, but it's absolutely never promised. So to open a business with us, it costs $165 in Australia. It's $50 in the US and Canada. And then it's 50, I don't know how to draw the 50 pound. We'll just pretend that's a pound sign. So it's pretty cool to think that for a really minimal investment,
you get to open up your own business, and you don't get to do it. You don't have to do it on your own. You start your own business, but you have a whole tribe of people to help you, which is really, really exciting. And most people are cash flow positive within their first few weeks as well, which is really cool. And I honestly have to say, Babes in Business has empowered me with the skills that I needed to get started. I had absolutely no business bone in my body whatsoever, but I was shown what to do. I was able to wrap this around my life. It can be done in stolen moments, like Britt was saying before, because everybody's busy, right? Everybody thinks they don't have enough time. We have mamas, full-time workers, students, shift workers like me, and most people do this as a side thing, side hustle, until their income matches, you know, whatever they want that to be, which is really cool. So your $165, it sets up your business with a virtual office. So this means you get to run your business from anywhere. You can work from home, you can work from a cafe, you can work from bed, you can work from the beach, you can work on your lunch break, you can work while you're traveling. So I love that, because I think in this day and age, you'd be silly not to take advantage of the online world. So the ways that we get paid is, like I said, we get to help people every single day. And Loz is going to explain our beautiful online holistic health program in how we do that in a second. But essentially we actually get paid 6 different ways, but I'm only going to talk about 3 tonight. The first way we get paid is through retail profit. So with the online program that we have, when you connect somebody with the program and get them started and get them feeling better and having more energy and everything like that, you actually earn a retail profit depending on the package that they go on. So that's really exciting as well. Commission. So in this business, like what I was saying before, there's different levels that you can reach, different milestones you can reach. So we support you to go to wherever you want to go to. If you only want to go to there, amazing. But some people, they want to go all the way to up there. And so as you go up the levels, you actually increase commission with how much you're earning per client that you bring along, which is really exciting. The other way that we get paid is through bonuses. So as a nurse, I didn't get paid a bonus if I helped a certain number of people. So what I love about this business is that when you help, you know, a certain number of people, there's actually bonuses up for grabs. These are unlimited, they're uncapped. So the first bonus that you can achieve in your first 10 days is $100, and they go up. So the next one's $400, $600, $1,200, $1,500, $3,000. They go up and up and up to $10,000. And this is a mentoring and a teaching business as well. So when you teach someone really well and they get the bonus, except for that one because you're, as the mentor, earning too much money, you actually get to pick up the bonus as well. So that's why I love the culture. It's all about lifting one another up, helping each other be successful. And like I said, unlimited, uncapped, and you're able to snatch up that first bonus pretty much from the get-go, which is really, really cool. So the pinnacle position, like I said before, is called NMD, and we have people in the team reaching this position in about 18 to 24 months. And when you're getting there, you're earning about, running out of room, $80,000 to $120,000 in residual income per year. So it's pretty cool to think that you can make an income like that in, you know, a year and a half to 2 years in part-time hours with no qualifications. You don't need any kind of qualification to start this business. Pretty much no risk apart from your 165 Australian dollars, and really doing something you're passionate about and having a whole community of people to cheer you on and rise you up as you get to do it. So that's a little bit about our business. Now I'm going to flick it to Loz, who's going to really bring this all to life and let you know what our beautiful program is, how this all ties together, and let you know all about it. So I will pass it to you, Lozzie.
Thanks. So I'm so excited to be here with you girls tonight and share with you what we're up to. So you're probably wondering, what is Babes in Business and how can I be a part of it? So have you guys heard of Uber, right? Give me some love if you've heard of Uber. You can either be an Uber driver, and that's the business side of things, or you can have a client in the car who's using the Uber services. So we're the same, we're just applying it to health and wellness. So we can join us in the business side of things, which is Babes in Business, or you can join us as a client in the Health Style Emporium, where we help you with your health and wellness. So what we've done is we've created an online holistic health program called the Health Style Emporium. It's for women who want to better their health, lose weight, clear their skin, increase their energy, look better, feel better, be better, work on stress, personal development, self-love, or just being an overall better version of themselves for themselves, and obviously creating healthy habits for their families as well. So if you look at statistics these days, they're continuously climbing higher, but in the wrong direction. So put some love in the comments if you know someone who suffers from cancer, obesity, inflammation, diabetes, cardiac issues, cholesterol, high blood pressure, or even taking multiple prescription drugs and then suffering from multiple side effects. Yeah, no, I'm not the only one. I think so many people these days, they're turning to pharmaceuticals and operations to address these concerns when they're just being giving a massive fat band-aid. I know so many health professionals that we were talking to who are working in the health and wellness space. I know me included, my background's in psychology, and I saw so many people getting put on antidepressants and anxiety medication. I was just sick of seeing Band-Aid, people Band-Aiding these health concerns and being given those prescription drugs. And without being educated, trying to understand what's actually happening on the inside, which is what's causing the symptoms that they were experiencing. And I know talking to health professionals that so many of us were sick of seeing the Band-Aids and we wanted to do something about the health epidemic and get rid of that so we can help people get back to basics and look at prevention. And knowing that most of those diseases that we're chatting about before, they could have been prevented with small, educated and healthier lifestyle choices. But in saying that, I know that a lot of the health and wellness people that we're talking to, it's like we all have the same vision. We wanted to create like a one-stop health and wellness shop where people can come, a safe space where they can be educated and learn about how they can nourish their mind, body and soul. But nutting that out in terms of what that would look like logistically in terms of time, money and risk is what prevents all these people with these big hearts from doing that in the first place. So we considered looking at the way successful businesses are growing and flourishing in the 21st century. We had the idea of working smarter, not harder, and doing that same thing, but taking that beautiful space and community online where health professionals could collaborate and leverage their expertise and together make a bigger impact. And that's what we did. We've partnered up with a team of health professionals who are expertise in their own area. So we've got nutritionalists, PTs, yoga teachers, Reiki healers, life coaches, researchers, exercise scientists, nurse, skin specialists, chiropractors, wellness coaches, like the list literally goes on, who have come together and have collaborated and created this online holistic health program, advocating of getting back to the basics and sharing the message of holistic and preventative health. And any of our beautiful clients can have access to this program from anywhere in the world at any point in time. So it's like an online health and wellness retreat. It's not about quick fixes or fads. It's not a quick booty challenge or getting on the scales to weigh yourself, but it's about working from the inside out, educating and empowering our clients to make small but sustainable healthy lifestyle choices through whole foods, conscious movement and self-love. So I like to kind of explain it like having private health insurance, but you don't need to pay ridiculous amounts of money to access those health professionals. So our clients get access to our beautiful professional team in the Health Style Emporium. So they have access to them 24/7. They can ask a question on the Emporium and the appropriate health professional will answer it for them. So I'm not going to go on and on about the Emporium. If you haven't already checked out the website, I'm going to quickly show you now to give a little bit of a sneak peek of what goes on inside the portal. But what I love most, I might quickly try to share my screen with you so you can have a look at what I'm looking at. Give me some love if you guys can see this. But essentially our clients get access. This is what the portal looks like from the outside, but once they log in, we've got all these resources in here to help them have a happy mind, happy body and happy soul. So we've got, you can see on the side here, we've got recipes, webinars, stuff for mindset and spirituality, movement, facial stuff for skin health. We've got beautiful live blogs that come up every month educating people about stuff in regards to their health as well. So there's so much beautiful resources on here. All their recipes for breakfast, lunch and dinner. So our clients can log on and learn how to make some easy recipes that will suit the whole family. We've also got, what else have I got who can show you? These are all our webinars. So every month a different health professional will be delivering a live webinar for our beautiful clients. So you can see it really is like a one-stop shop where they can come and be educated on how to nourish their mind, body and soul. So I don't want to sit here and obviously keep talking to you all about it. But like I said, it is really like a beautiful online health and wellness retreat that our clients get to work through at their own pace. So I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, I love this mission, but I'm not a health professional. And what would my role actually be within the business? So don't worry, you don't have to be a health professional to care for people. That's what we get paid to do. the program is already there and it's already made by a healthcare team. And with our Babes in Business training, we help you find your own clients, that people that you would love to help on their health and wellness journeys by sharing the program with them. And then we teach you how to coach them through the program. Essentially, you're just a cheerleader. You get to drop in each week, see how they're going, love on them, support them, make sure they're having an awesome time with you in the program. And it could be something as simple as like, hey, did you try that recipe? Or are you jumping on our beautiful webinar this week? Or, hey, do you want to do the gratitude challenge together next week? The minimum time our clients can join us in the program is 4 months, but they have the option to stay with you as long as they want. And there's always new content being added every single month. So our girls love the continued support and community, so much so that most of the girls that are with us now have actually been with us since we launched the program 3 years ago. And I think that's because health isn't a 12-week challenge. It's not something you get in, you tick off and you get out. It's an evolving journey. And I think our beautiful clients love sharing that with such an empowering tribe. So as we know, health really does start within. So our clients get 5 different whole food packages available to choose from to kickstart them on their health journeys and give their body the nourishment it needs so it can feel good and do what it's designed to do. So I'm going to flick it to Roseanne in a second, who's going to share with you the beautiful whole food products that we've chosen to align our program with, which is essentially how we get paid. So it's not been just helping me, myself with my own health, but thousands of other clients get great results with their health and healing journey. So I'm going to flick it to Roseanne, who's going to talk to you a little bit about our beautiful whole foods.
Thanks so much, Lauren. Hey, I'm really excited to have the opportunity to share a little bit about the product that we've partnered with in the Health Style Emporium. It's a product that I've been on and my family too for about 18 months and something that I've become really passionate about. So anyone who knows anything about health, and I'm sure since you're on this webinar, you probably have some kind of an interest in health, you'll know that the foundation for good health is high quality whole foods. The product appeals to anyone who has that value for high quality nutrition, as well as affordability and convenience as well. So it's called Juice Plus. It is here. It's essentially 33 varieties of fruit, veg and berries in a vegan capsule. So the produce that goes into the capsule is picked at the peak of ripeness. It's turned into a giant smoothie, and then it's dehydrated at really low temperatures just to preserve all the enzymes in it. And then it's popped in the capsule, and that's literally just to preserve the nutrients and prevent them from oxidizing. So these are perfect for anyone, babies, pregnancy. I actually use them for my prenatal vitamin, breastfeeding mums, athletes, celiacs, vegans, you name it. And they're not designed to replace eating good quality whole foods, but more to bridge the gap between what we are eating and what we should be eating. So I know personally for myself, even with the very best intentions, I'm still not every day reaching that required servings of fruit, veg and berries in my diet, and certainly not from a wide range of produce like what's in Juice Plus. And unfortunately, because of low soil quality, we just can no longer depend on the produce we buy in the supermarket actually having the level of nutrients that it's designed to have. And that's why I love Juice Plus. The produce is grown in really high quality soil that contains all the essential nutrients, and then that obviously allows it to be transferred into the produce. We love knowing as wellness coaches that while we can't control exactly what our clients are putting into their bodies outside of our recommendations, we can trust that they're flooding their bodies every day with the nutrition within Juice Plus, and that's helping them to function optimally. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit of a research geek, and when I came across this product, I was just so excited to find that it has over 38 peer-reviewed medical journal studies done on the product, and it's gold standard research. And a fun fact, if you've got an iPhone, ask Siri, what is the most researched product in the world? And yeah, let me know what she says. So before I came across Juice Plus, I was taking a multivitamin, and I'd have this bright yellow pea every day, which suggests to me that because of the synthetic nature of the vitamin, my body wasn't actually absorbing everything that was in that capsule. Now that I take Juice Plus, I no longer have disco wheeze because it's being 100% absorbed into my gut. And what I love is that the label on these products, it's actually a food label, a nutrition label, rather than a supplement label. So we pride ourselves on having a product that is better than organic. It's actually tested 4 separate times for over 300 contaminants, and those include herbicides, pesticides, molds, bacteria. And interestingly, last year, the Juice Plus company actually rejected over $1 million worth of product that didn't meet its standards. So as a mum, I've got 2 little boys. One of my favourite things about the Juice Plus company has to be their Healthy Starts with Families initiative. Any adult who's on the capsules can actually sponsor a child for free to receive the kids gummies, which are basically exactly the same ingredients as what's in the capsules, but they're mixed with a little bit of tapioca to create a really yummy little gummy that kids love. So in one of the biggest child's health studies ever, the company is researching things like changes in immunity, number of sick days, concentration levels, behavioural patterns, and even taste palette changes in our kids, just to see what's actually happening when they flood their bodies with all this extra nutrition. So one of my boys is at daycare a couple of days a week, and he used to just bring home every single bug and share it with the family. And we have so many sick days. I remember taking annual leave just to be at home with him while he was sick. And since taking these gummies, last winter was the first time he'd been taking the gummies, and we got through the entire winter without so much as the sniffle. And honestly, as a mum, that's just priceless to me. So we know that when we give our bodies what they need, it does what it's supposed to do. So it's not a magic pill. It's not going to grow you an extra arm or an extra leg. It's just basically going to allow your body to function the way that it was designed to. The other product we have is our whole food complete smoothies, so gluten and dairy free, non-GMO, and just a really perfect blend of whole foods. We're not about meal replacements in the Health Style Emporium, but for many people, these are just an awesome upgrade on what they're currently having. So if you're not eating breakfast because of time constraints, or just because you don't like a heavy meal first thing in the morning, these are perfect. I love them for an afternoon snack. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but I remember I used to have packets of spirulina and chia seeds and LSA just floating around my pantry. And I love just knowing that I can get all of that goodness and more in this one sachet. Again, these are great for pre- post-workouts, afternoon, after-school snack, breastfeeding mums, shift workers, elite athletes, and so on. And together with our capsules, you're accessing over 47 different whole foods. That's pretty awesome. We also do a vegan plant-based omega, which is just a lot more environmentally friendly and a complex range of omegas compared to your typical fish oil capsule. Well, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about these products. I could literally sit here and talk about them all night, but I'd just love to bring the Health Style Emporium to life now and hear some stories and testimonials from others who have had their own personal experience with the program. So I'm going to pass now to Riley.
Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be presenting my story tonight and letting you guys know more about the Health Style Emporium and the partnered products that we're partnered up with. So my journey's been over a year now that I've been inside the Health Style Emporium and on the partnered products. And to be honest, I'm just so grateful. As long as I can remember, I've had an extremely unhealthy relationship with my food, and I just kind of just ate what I wanted when I wanted and didn't really care what food I was nourishing my body with. And I just ate KFC, Macca's, anything. I just didn't really care. And because of that, I had no energy to the point I'd actually go for a 10-hour sleep at night and wake up and still be so exhausted. And I would actually have to go for a nap on my lunch breaks as well, just so I could function throughout my day. Otherwise, I just couldn't get through my day. And because I wasn't feeding my body with the right nutrients, it kind of showed on the outside as well. And my skin was just really horrible. I was always breaking out, and it even got worse around my cycle as well. I basically couldn't get out of bed at the time due to my extremely low energy levels and the amount of pain that I was in. And I also just wasn't able to exercise without wanting to faint or vomit, or it just really was horrible. And my health just really went down track. So I actually spent most of my time in the doctors and money in the doctors as well, because I was trying to find the root to my problem, and I'm just going through heaps and heaps of blood tests, and then it was just a really unhealthy stage for me, and it really was really hard, but I was just so unhealthy for so long, and at the age of 17 I was told that I was healthy from the doctors, and I knew what my body was feeling, and I knew that that wasn't right. So flashback 1 year now, my health has completely done a recovery. It's just so amazing when you can heal your body from the inside and out, and when you feel it with the right nutrients, it does amazing things. So my energy levels are completely back now. My skin, hair and nails have 100% improved. My periods have improved to the point I don't get much pain. I hardly ever get sick anymore, which is so amazing, from spending my time in the doctors yeah, it was just really incredible. So being part of the program, I've learned so much, from self-love to having a healthy relationship with my food and being able to exercise. It's just so amazing, an amazing feeling. So I'm just so forever grateful. I could go on and on about the amazing benefits it's given me. So I'm going to pass it over to Kira for her to tell her story.
Thank you, Riley. I'm so excited to share my story with you tonight. I can totally relate to you, Riley. Doctors spending lots of money and things like that. So my story started, I said yes to the program and the product 2 years ago now. And I said yes for a few reasons. So first reason was, after years of competing and fitness modeling and just focusing on the outside and the way that I looked, I became very unwell. I was under eating, overtraining. My body was also under copious amounts of stress. Even though I was under eating and I was overtraining, I was constantly bloated. I lost my period for 2 years. My energy levels were pretty much non-existent. I could barely get out of bed, and I was later diagnosed with adrenal fatigue. I was unable to absorb the nutrients from my food, and I was moody and unhappy. To the outside world, I would have looked really happy, but they had no idea what was going on the inside. My body was completely malnourished and I could barely function, all to look good. So before saying yes to the program and the product, I was also taking more than a handful of supplements and multivitamins to try and fix my health issues. I spent thousands of dollars on doctor's appointments, just like you said, Riley, naturopath visits and all the products that they recommended, but nothing seemed to work. I was still bloated, exhausted, and not getting the answers or the results that I was hoping for. It then got to the point I was so frustrated with the lack of help that I was getting, the money that I was spending and the answers I was not getting, that I stopped everything. I stopped everything I had said yes to in the past, and I said a big fat yes to Whole Foods. So this is the time that I came across the Health Style Emporium and the whole food products. It sounds so simple, right? But both the program and the product literally changed my life. I personally noticed results quite quickly. Firstly, with my bloating and my energy levels, my bloating subsided massively and my energy levels increased. I can honestly say it is not hard for me to get up at 5 a.m. every day anymore, and I love it. My morning walk and my morning workouts are sacred to me, and I'm so grateful that I have the energy to do that now. Next was with my hormones. So after dropping my ego and getting involved in the meditations that are included in the program, I'm so much more at ease in all areas of my life. My stress levels have decreased, I'm happier, and I finally got my period back after years of not having it. Yes, sorry boys. Like this was insane, and it really showed me what stress and lack of nutrients does to our body. And so it's been such an incredible journey for me so far, and I'm so grateful for the amazing resources in the program and the community. It's taught me to love myself again and just get back to basics with food, health, and happiness. So I would highly recommend the program and the product to those that are considering it, because like I said, it's literally changed my life. So that is me. Thank you so much for listening to my story, and I'm going to flick it back to Jess now, who's going to wrap things up.
Yay! Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing, and for those of you who presented. I know how daunting it can be. As Amanda mentioned, we aren't all trained public speakers. Some of us, our biggest fear is public speaking, and this is just one of the many examples of personal development and growth. But I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that hopped on tonight to learn more about Babes in Business and this beautiful mission and the impact that we're having on the world. Something that I truly love is that we're not only helping people get incredible results, but we really get to be our own bosses, and we get to really live life on our terms. And I know how important that is for so many people. You know, being able to choose when they work, from wherever they'd like to work, with who they'd like to work with. All you literally need is a Wi-Fi connection, and you can do this from anywhere in the world. Whether you're a mama, I know we have so many mamas in business that are running their businesses whilst they're nursing their bubbers. Whether you're at home, whether you're traveling the world. We've had our beautiful Shan go on a 12-month honeymoon with her new hubby, and just to see, you know, that you have the potential to run this business online As long as you have a good Wi-Fi connection, it's truly so amazing. Whether you're at your favorite cafe and you're just wanting to do some work, this business can be done from anywhere. But I guess you guys, I don't know if anyone knows my story, and it's something that I'm super passionate, and it gives you more insight as to why I'm so passionate about what I do. But essentially 4 years ago, I found myself a little bit stuck in life, hanging around wrong crowds, suffering from a drug addiction, a self-inflicted drug addiction, and I will happily admit that. And so I made the decision to pack up my stuff at 18 years old and move to Sydney. And you know, when you move to a big city where you don't know anyone, where you have no friends and your family's not there, I had my cousins, but I didn't have my mum and my dad, and they're my best friends, and I didn't have my brothers or my nieces and my nephews. So life was a little bit hard. I lost my sense of purpose, my sense of direction. I really lost everything, and I lost myself for a little bit. You know, I went from job to job trying to find something that lit me up, but I couldn't find anything. And I remember coming across a full-time job where I actually liked it. I really, really enjoyed it. And at the same time, Babes in Business landed in my lap. And I just knew that I needed to do it. I didn't know why, but I knew that I needed to do it. And so I said yes. And it became evident that my yes, me saying yes, and my why was because I needed to be home more often to see my family, to visit my nieces and nephews so I could watch them grow up. You know, I was seeing them once every 6 to 8 months, and it broke my heart just not being there for their birthdays, you know, for special moments. And every time I saw them, they'd grown so much, and I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my duties as an auntie, and family is my number one value. So it just wasn't working for me. And within a year and a half, I was absolutely loving the business, but I wasn't doing the business properly till a year and a half in, when I realized my true why. And so I was working in this full-time job for a year and a half at that point. I absolutely loved it. I was so valued, highly valued. I was earning an above average income. I honestly felt like I found my place and I fit in. And it wasn't until I was traveling overseas for my 21st birthday, and I received a phone call from my brother. And I could hear my mum crying in the background. And he let me know that my auntie passed away. And my auntie was my godmother, so we were very close, and it was my mum's best friend. And hearing her in the background crying, it absolutely broke my heart. And I know that there's so many of you that are going to be watching this, knowing that your mum is your best friend, and if you ever heard that cry, you'd just be torn into two. And that was me. And my first thought was I need to get home, I need to be with my mum. And so I called my boss at my full-time job, where I'd been commuting 3 hours round trip a day to get to and from work. And I'd been working 40, 50 hours a week, and I'd been doing 4 people's jobs because everyone else had quit. And I called him and I let him know what had happened, and that I'd need to go home and be with my mum and mourn. And his response was, "Sorry, Jess, TTI only allow 3 days compassionate leave, and unfortunately you don't have enough annual leave, so it makes it impossible for you to take time off." And it shocked me. And in that moment, I realized, if my boss at my job, where I was highly valued, highly regarded, wasn't going to respect my highest values, family being one of them, then at least I had to. And so it really sunk into me why this business opportunity presented itself a year and a half earlier. It really sunk in why I needed this and what I needed to do. And so 2 weeks later, I handed in my resignation after going home to be with my family anyway, regardless of what he said. I handed in my resignation at 21 years old, absolutely terrified, nervous as all hell, and I became my own boss. And so it's now been just over a year that I've been doing this full time without that additional income. My Babes in Business income has surpassed my full-time corporate income that I was earning. But aside from all of that, this business has really given me something so beautiful. 4 years ago, when I was living here, I struggled to find work. which caused me to fall into that hole and do the things I did. And as of August last year, I actually moved back home to be with my family. I get to be with my childhood sweetheart, my high school sweetheart. I get to be with my nieces, my nephew. I get to be with my mum, my dad, my brothers, my family. I get to be present, and I don't have to worry about, you know, the stress of being unemployed or not finding a job or finances, because I get to have this income from my beautiful business that I've created. And, you know, it is scary, and it was so scary, but it makes it oh so freaking worth it. So that's a little bit about my story, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have any misconceptions. And so I really want to share a few of the misconceptions that I had with you guys. This business, a lot of people think it's all about time. And for someone that was working so many hours a week, I literally thought that I had no time. I did not know how I was going to fit it in, but I'm here to tell you that time is not, it's not something that you need to stress about. This business can be done in your solo moments. It can be done in 30 minutes a day. And I literally did 30 minutes on the train to work and 30 minutes on the train home from work. But something that a lot of people don't realize is if you're struggling with time, it's even more of a reason to actually delve into something like this, because you're creating more time for you and your family. Time is our most precious commodity. It's not something that we're ever going to get back. I thought I needed to sell. I absolutely hate selling. I will be the first to admit that I'm not a good seller. I hate selling. You really have to be genuine. You have to have a heart. You have to care for people. And if you're going to try sell, you're not going to be good at this. With the program and the business opportunity, it's all about caring and helping people. And if you're in it for any other reason, it's just not going to work out for you. I thought you had to be an expert, and I was so far from wrong with that. I guess with the Babes in Business mentoring program, you know, all of the modules, the training manuals, you get to work through at your own pace. You get to leverage off social media as well. You get your personalized goal setting plans. And to be honest, you don't need to be an expert to have a passion or to care for people. You don't need a qualification to care for people either. I thought I had to know a lot of people, and again, so far from the truth. The reason that I love this business so much is because we have social media at our fingertips, and that's literally what we can use. We get to leverage our social media, and that's why our business has gone global. Our Babes in Business mentoring program and our training manual allows you to learn how to leverage our social media and make it aware to you that you don't need to know a lot of people, and that's something I really love. I could go on and on. There's so many misconceptions that I had, and honestly, each of those have broken through for me. They've been a massive breakthrough and a realization. But guys, if this has gotten you curious, or you would love to learn more, I highly recommend connecting with the person who invited you along tonight. Ask questions and make sure you get them all of them answered. And if it's foreign to you and it scares the absolute hell out of you, even more of a reason to say yes. If it's out of your comfort zone, awesome, because that's where the magic happens. I'm sure you've all heard that before, as cliche as it sounds. The magic really only happens out of our comfort zone. Nothing good ever comes from inside of that. Don't worry about the how, and that's what we have sorted with our Babes in Business mentoring program. All you need is your why. For me, my life had to change. I couldn't go on living a life where I had no sense of purpose, no sense of direction, no sense of connection. And I thought that if it wasn't this, then what was it going to be? This business has changed my life. It's given me my best of friends. I get to travel with them all over the world. In 3 weeks' time, we're going to Sacramento, San Francisco, and LA. We're doing a couple of road trips, speaking at a couple of beautiful events where we get to empower women. We've been to Bali, we've been to just interstate to Perth, to Melbourne, to the Gold Coast. We've been to Vegas. We're going to Vegas again at the end of this year. And if I look back at when I was working full time, I never was able to live this life because I was never able to give myself that time off. And now I've traveled more overseas in the time that I've been a part of Babes in Business, and I've run my own business than I actually ever had previously. So I'm going to leave this with you. If not this, then what? And if not now, then when? Thank you, beautiful ladies. I hope this served you. I hope this really empowered you, and I hope you enjoyed this webinar. And again, if it's gotten you curious, please get all of your questions answered. And hopefully we get to meet you somewhere along the lines on the Babes in Business training page as well. Bye, ladies.